Hello, welcome to another edition of the Willy Bragg Show. I'm your humble host, Willy Bragg. I hope you're all doing well today. I've been thinking about Bernie Sanders lately because there's rumor around again floating the idea of a 2024 run for the presidency. And he would have asked me probably 6 months ago, maybe even a month ago, that would I be supporting Bernie Sanders and rooting for him and pleading for him to run for president in 2024. I would have been like, fuck yeah. Even though he's disappointed me on multiple occasions. And especially since 2020, he's disappointed me. Multiple occasions. Doesn't mean that I am totally against him. In fact, far from it. As far as mainstream politicians are concerned, I still believe he is my only voice in Washington, D.C. in many ways. But I came to the conclusion that I really don't want him to run in 2024. I mean, essentially you can say in a way that, am I burned out? Am I feeling the burn or am I burned out? Well, yes and no. I mean, I haven't turned against Bernie Sanders. I want to make that clear. But I decided ultimately, I don't think he ought to run in the year 2024 for the presidency. You know where I stand in the year 2016 and 2020. You know what was done to him. He was not, I don't think he was, well, in my opinion, I think he was cheated. in my opinion. And I don't know, I just think they collaborated against him. They didn't like him, and they did what they could to make sure he didn't get the nomination. And so, and for his sake, I don't know if he could go through this again. The United States is a very large, physically large country. It's a physically large country. And not only is it a physically large country, but, to travel, it's also basically a situation where can he physically withstand it? Will he be able to deal with a hostile media that will either at best laugh at him or at worst viciously attack him? Would he be able to get the supporters he had in 2020, let alone the people he had in 2016? Would he be taken seriously by the people on the left that work passionately with him, such as myself? Not personally, we never met. Will he be able to go through what could be a likely letdown, and a likely letdown among his hardcore base, people like myself? And I don't know if he could go through that again. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I could go through this again. What I went through in 2016, not his fault. And what I went through in 2020, once again, not his fault, not one bit. I don't know if I could go through that again. My mental well-being would, I don't know. I don't know if I could go through that again, because here's the thing. I mean, prior to Bernie Sanders running in 2016, there was really nobody on the national stage with any stature that was really addressing these issues. Obama wasn't doing this, not even Howard Dean in 2004 was doing this. Dennis Kucinich was somebody not to be taken seriously inside the Democratic Party, and Ralph Nader, being a third party person, and people don't take third party people seriously. So as a general rule, they should take third party people seriously, but they don't. That's because, we have a stupid electoral system that needs to be changed and reformed. Having that said, he's great on policies. In fact, he's not just good and great on policies. He's got superior policies over any mainstream politician. I challenge anybody in the two-party system that could come up with better policy analysis to implement than Bernie Sanders. I mean, I never mind with some intellectual person with no power on the margins of the left in academia, or some obscure organization may have solutions to the social economic problems in the United States and what we could do to bring a utopia on the world scene. I'm sure maybe such persons have the right answers, but do they have anything that's even close to a bully pulpit to put forth these ideas? No, but Bernie has that pulpit. And the thing about Bernie is this, and it sounds like I'm speaking in platitudes, but I'm really not. He's got the best ideas around healthcare to catch up with the rest of the industrialized world. At a minimum, Medicare for all. I know in his heart of hearts, he knows that a national health service is the way to go. But, Medicare for all, like they have in Canada or in Sweden or in France. Things like universal child care, free college. These are not fringe ideas. labor laws that will expand labor union rights to make sure that we can have more unions around to protect the workplace, to protect workers, to make sure workers have adequate pay raises and benefits and long vacation times and a decent retirement and protection against asshole managers and asshole bosses. These sort of things to protect, to bring back the middle class. These things are mainstream elsewhere around the world, but has been, neoliberalism has in the industrial world has been disastrous more in the United States than anywhere else. This Reagan model has been disastrous here in the United States. Well, the thing about it is that he's not perfect, because he's a human being. No human being is perfect. I mean, I'm not going to go into I'm not going to go into details. I'm just going to speak in generalities. His voting record is not perfect. There's some things that he's voted for or voted against or abstained from that I have disagreed with him on. But I'm sorry, you're not going to find somebody's going to be 100% perfect all the time. And for those issues, I do have issues with it. And some people have actually criticized me. Yeah, but Bernie Sanders, he voted for this, which resulted in this action and that action. I'm aware. I mean, I am aware of these things. But the thing about it is, Bernie Sanders tried as an independent socialist, or an independent social democrat, however you want to phrase it, to try to bring that movement, not out of love for the Democratic Party, but to go into what he viewed as because of third parties being shut out of the system and independent voices being shut out of the system, whereby, because Vermont being the exception to the rule, that Bernie Sanders got elected as an independent, that he figured that he could make his independent voice heard pretty loud inside the Democratic Party. Kind of in the way that someone like Ron Paul did as a libertarian years ago. So Bernie Sanders tried to do this inside the Democratic Party. He tried. It failed. I'm not sitting here blaming Bernie. I'm not sitting here saying that, he's a moron and he's dumb for doing this. I see why he thought it could work. It looked like it could have made sense at one time. But he came in there trying to put a reverse to the damages caused by Bill and Hillary Clinton through the Democratic Leadership Council, which was an organization that was created after the Reagan landslide against Walter Mondale in 1984. And the thing about it is that what happened as a result, it became Bill and Hillary Clinton's party. Now it's not Bernie's party; it's Bill and Hillary's party. And it's unfortunate. And that's the cards that we're dealt with. Now, as I said, I don't think it's wise for him to run for president in the year 2024. But how do I feel about him running for a re-election for the U.S. Senate, which is he will be up for in the year 2024? I know that I'm going to do what I did in the past when he ran for the U.S. House of Representatives and ran for the U.S. Senate. And what I did in the past when he ran for president previously in 2016, 2020, I donated to his campaign. And I will continue to donate to Bernie Sanders for the U.S. Senate in Vermont. I enthusiastically still support Bernie Sanders for U.S. Senate in Vermont for his re-election in 2024, because he still remains my only voice in Washington, D.C. Sorry, squad, but the squad are still Democrats at the end of the day, in many ways. He's got the bully pulpit of the Senate that he could do more positive good as a senator than he could running for president. Because if he's running for president, they're going to make fun of him. And the danger is that he will sound more and more like just another Democrat, and which was my number one problem with him in the year 2020. He sounded like just another Democrat, like a better Democrat. That's how he sounded. He sounded like he was just a little bit better than everybody else, and that's unacceptable. What shall I say about that? I say, run for re-election for the U.S. Senate. You have my endorsement 100%, and you got access to the mainstream media, for better or worse, whether they love you or hate you. You got access to the mainstream media. You even have easy access, if you want, Bernie, to BreadTube. Never forget BreadTube, because many of us, and I'm a very tiny little voice on the online left, but whether you're as large as the Young Turks, or whether you're Jimmy Dore, or whether you're Kyle Kalinske, or whether you're Chapo Trap House, or whether you're Amazing Atheist, or what have you, or right on down to to Revolutionary Blackout Network, or other programs out there, the Vanguard, or the Indie News Network and some of the affiliates around them and all that. We're, as part of the online left, whether we are supportive of him today or not, we're all, at the end of the day, the children of Bernie Sanders. And those who are critical of him, it's understandable why they have some criticisms of him today. And I am very sympathetic to their argument, but I'm also very sympathetic to the bullshit that he has to go through as a U.S. senator. Although some of it could have been helped, like Joe Biden, his good friend Joe Biden. That still rubbed me the wrong way. Joe Biden ain't my good friend. Joe Biden is no good friend of mine. I guess I understand to a point that Joe Biden is less hateful than Hillary Clinton. That's a given. That's a given. It doesn't take a whole lot to be less hateful than Hillary Clinton. It doesn't take a whole lot. But the thing about it is that he bent the knee quicker in 2020, which I'm still kind of not over 2020. It ended up so badly. COVID hit, and then all the skullduggery that took place and everything. I'm just pissed about 2020. Having that said, I just think it's a good idea for him not to run, and that's where I pretty much stand on that. And so anyhow, I just basically wanted to have that said. So I'm keeping this short and sweet today. I just want to go make the announcement that on October the 8th at the U.S. Department of Justice, there will be a protest in solidarity of Julian Assange. It's called Action for Assange, and they'll have some featured speakers there. Some of them include some of the names, including Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate for president, Chris Hedges, UN's weapons inspector Scott Ritter, Savvy Sabs, a very promising online left personality, and some others will be featured speakers at the Actions for Assange. So I hope to see some of y'all out there. If you can make it, please do make it. They're around, other events are around the country. I understand they have one in Denver, Colorado, I believe, and I'm sure they'll probably be elsewhere. So do what you can. We got to support free speech, free press, and that means be in solidarity with Julian Assange. So and that's what I'm going to do. Going to do my part about that in that regard. So anyway, if you like what you heard, please press like and comment. and comment any ways you disagree. We will have a conversation. Um, share the content and anything I have on this channel if you like. What else am I going to say? Yes, as a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. And feel free also to follow me on YouTube here, Twitch, Twitter. I'm on Twitter pretty much all the time, and on Rumble. I'm going to start doing Rumble pretty soon. I keep saying that, so y'all are going to be aware that I'm going to start posting on Rumble soon. So there is that. And always reject corporate media, because corporate media has not a damn thing to offer to us. Not a damn thing. So until next time, I will wish y'all a great day. And we'll, sorry I haven't been too attentive lately. I've just been very tired and a lot of bullshit going on in my life. So nothing negative, just the humdrum of living under capitalism. Nothing major on my part. Take care. I will see y'all soon. Bye. Music.